Hello Capricorn, Capricorn Rising, and Capricorn Moon people. This is your weekly astrological and tarot horoscope for the week starting October 17th, 2016. Quick reminder for you guys, remember these horoscopes in the astrology sense cover the weekly energies and sometimes bi-weekly. If you want to know more about big seasonal changes, I highly recommend checking out my monthly astrology horoscopes. I actually just put out November's yesterday. So, let's have a look and see what is going on this week for you. Well, in the very, very beginning of the week, just like overnight, 16th to 17th, we've got a full moon occurring in Aries, your fourth house of home and family, which will actually be conjunct Uranus, now currently retrograde, in that area as well. And this is actually a really good angle. Everyone's going to benefit from this, because when we have Uranus retrograde, Uranus tends to take a lot of the random, the spontaneous, but also some of the wake-up calls away. You know, it's kind of the universe's way half the year, you know, August to December, kind of showing us can't rely on astrology all the time, you know, or at least not to do all the work. But with the full moon conjunct Uranus, we're actually getting a second chance. Everyone's getting second chances. And this can actually be a really nice opportunity for you on the home front when it comes to either home business or home office, if you actually work from home, if you're self-employed, whether it's going back and actually picking up an old income avenue, old clients, or even old business prospects to bring more money into the home, or it could even be a second chance when it comes to either you know, a program or maybe even an opportunity for one of your children, if you've been feeling like maybe over the past few months things have gotten a little bit away from you when it comes to handling an issue surrounding a child or a relative. We actually have an opportunity to go back and kind of turn left where we initially turned right. And this could actually be great, especially if this is revolving around maybe a child's school program, or maybe it's an adult relative and an issue that they're dealing with, or an issue with health or the health of somebody in the home. This is also great for those of you who have been trying to perhaps nail down an opportunity to unload or complete the release or the sale of a large piece of property. We have old prospects coming back this week and into early next week. On Thursday, the 19th, we do have Mars, the planet of action and energy, conjunct Pluto in your sign. And, you know, I've been telling everyone that just the best way to paraphrase this aspect is overkill, okay? Going a bit too hard, and this is happening in your sign. So I want you to make sure that you understand that there's going to be a lot of tension around this day that might make you feel like you've got to work with a heavier hand than you should. Whenever planets are in your sign, it's kind of a wild card blessing anyway, but when you have Mars and Pluto in the same angle in the same way, you really don't want to put yourself in a situation where you accidentally hurt somebody's feelings, or perhaps, you know, end up burning a bridge on accident, because this is where, again, even if we're just trying to speak from the heart, we may do it too much, too harshly, or maybe just in a way that, again, completely overdoes it. And we don't want to, again, live with that overkill, even if it's all for the right reasons. And, you know, this can spell a win or a victory, but again, at what cost is this victory? So what's going on with your cards for this week? Well, for your spiritual advice, the Oracle card, we do have the card of the Yule Singer, which is actually a really nice card, because this is talking about early harvests and also an opportunity to again cash in on old harvests that we've missed out previous. Kind of like with that Uranus and Moon connection. And the Yule card, when we talk about things like rebirth or the rebirth of opportunities, it's talking about making sure that we actually give the second chance we are given this week a try. You know, and this might be something that might be kind of like, it's a good thing, but it's coming at a wrong time. We don't know how we're going to fit it into our schedule. We don't know how we're going to fit it into our priorities. Believe me, this is definitely going to be something that you want to say, yes, this time, yes. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we have the Six of Wands inverted. And this card is a card that always indicates, again, people coming around to your way of thinking, alright? And this is having to do with the office, or at least with the financial deal you're working on. If we've been having a difficult time maybe negotiating salary, negotiating benefits, or maybe even negotiating a schedule, the Six of Wands inverted says we've got people actually coming around and deciding to break bread with you where they had not before. If you are currently looking for new work, you may actually have felt like maybe a business or an office that you've applied to has written you off and not bothered to even continue the hiring process. Don't be surprised if they come back this week, even though it may seem like it's been too long without any kind of communications. The Six of Wands inverted is always a very interesting one because it does indicate, again, a need to be a gracious winner, which is a huge theme of this week for everyone. For your challenge this week with fire, your communications. Don't mean to skip that one. For your communications with air, we do have the King of Wands inverted. And this card can indicate some frustration coming from a friend or a relative who it's almost like it's just really hard to pin this person down. They seem to be extremely non-committal, and I'm definitely sensing either family or friend, not a love relationship. This honestly does look like a situation where we're kind of figuring out that a person is still not doing their part or still not doing their job for whatever this is. Remember when we talked about, this could be an issue with a child of yours, maybe they're not finishing something on time, or they're procrastinating, and maybe there might be some trouble that they need you to help get them out of. This could also be a situation with even a friend or a relative who's a full-grown adult who should be able to adult, having the same kind of problem. So don't be surprised if you've got to bail out somebody who's, being a bit of a flake with their own life. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Seven of Wands inverted. This card can talk a lot about a need to pay attention to where it may seem like there are situations coming up this week where you need to step up and stick up for yourself and fight, but be careful about taking everything so personally. Because the Seven of Wands inverted is basically saying, hold up a little bit, because it may not be personal. We might just be stressed. Okay, and I'm talking to you Capricorn like a Capricorn here, and I know how Capricorns can take it, can take a real dishing, and all I'm dishing out is saying here, when you start to feel like something is turning into a personal attack this week, please do not go with it. In fact, the Seven of Wands inverted, I always abbreviate this with the choose your battles. If it may feel like somebody's doing something to slight you, they are probably not. Now, they might still be doing something wrong due to negligence or sloth or ignorance, but it's not personal. For your emotions with water in your romantic life, we do have the Five of Pentacles inverted. This is a really, really sweet card when you get it reversed, because this does talk about a lover or a love interest offering a lot of time to you. Even if you might not feel like you can put them to use because a lot of your priorities or a lot of issues that you're kind of juggling this week are very much your own, not really something you can actually delegate. Let this person offer their time to you in whatever way that they can. You may even find out, those of you who are single and looking, that somebody does actually want to lend a hand who may turn into a lover after all. In fact, with the Five of Pentacles inverted, usually it shows up when somebody's trying to enlist themselves in your service. Whether you're single, and this might be just a friend who could turn into something more. And if it is your partner and you are coupled, find a way to enlist them, not just to indulge them and make them feel better, but to help them help you feel better too. So that is your forecast, Capricorn. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And of course, if you'd like to get a session, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.